for good scripts, whatever language lo chestuna. Telugu little marchipoya, touch pochi, and I will learn and come back and speak full Telugu. But I wanted to say that I'm open to doing films in any languages as long as the content is strong, the team is good. I'm open. I'm a little selective, that's true. But then I feel like when I finally go on set, it is all worth it. Because the scripts are like this. The scripts are so powerful.
సో ఇన్కార్ కూడా మళ్ళీ ఒక అవార్డుని ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా మీ నుంచి? ఎట్లా ఉంది?
No, expect cheyaledu. Because I don't know, I just want, like I said, Sir and I were discussing also, we just want this film to reach its audience, to find its audience and to have that impact. Because this film, as disturbing, as raw, as difficult as it is to watch, it also leaves you with a hope towards the end, like you see in the trailer. So I think that's why it's important to watch, like I said.
నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయబోతున్నారు? వాట్ ఇస్ నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఏమున్నాయి?
Next, ఇప్పుడు actually Telugu projects I'm going to start. I think I have 2-3 lined up. Then I have a Tamil film that's up for release called Kolai, with Vijay Antony sir, directed by Balaji Kumar sir. So that is coming up. And then of course 3rd March INCAR.
హై సార్. అంటే రితిక గారిని తీసుకోవడానికి మెయిన్ రీజన్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్?
To cast her.
Yes, Ritika.
National award winner. Also, I deliberately did not want to make a filmy story. I want, her character is any girl, every girl, So she, throughout the film also, it's a normal everyday girl who is caught from bus stop in broad daylight. So when I was thinking of this film, you know how people used to, thankfully no more in our country, we used to blame girls. We used to say she was drunk, she was wearing revealing clothes, she was wearing short skirt, she was walking alone in a dark street. So I deliberately dressed her completely. I deliberately put her in daylight, broad daylight. Even then, because this is what happens, unfortunately, this is the reality of our country. And I want to address it in a very non-biased way. It's not like men also are from this culture only. We are not come from Mars, right? So men like these men are also product of this culture and this society also. So why it happens? So the film is a thriller, okay? In between, and it's completely, almost 90% is inside the car. That's why the title, right? And I use that time inside the car to showcase what the kidnapped girl goes through, and what those men, where are they getting these ideas that it is okay to kidnap the girl. So when I wrote this script, I had a lot of names in my mind, and when her name came up, I was really excited. So I came to Bangalore. She was shooting in Bangalore, so I came to Bangalore to meet her, and she had already read the script, and she asked me all the right questions about the theme of the film and all that. And she is like, "Sir, audition lenge?" I was like, "No, you are it." So like, "You are the director, but the producer is in Bombay." I said, "I'll handle the producer." You are my Sakshi, which is the character. And if there is justice, she should win another national award for this film. I don't say it because I have directed it or written it. Genuinely, that one scene alone in the trailer where she says, she has lost all hope. She doesn't want to get out of the car because she knows they'll kill her. When we shot that scene, there were about 40 people behind the monitor, and we all had tears in our eyes. She has performed incredibly, and I am really thankful. She has a long way to go, and she can do both. This is not a glamorous role, and I have seen her glamorous roles also, so she can do both. So I hope, she goes far and becomes a big star, so we can make another film then. Thank you.
Ritika ma'am,
ఇన్కార్ విషయంలో మీరు ఫేస్ చేసిన ఛాలెంజింగ్ టాస్క్
Sorry, can't hear properly.
ఇన్కార్ విషయంలో మీరు ఫేస్ చేసిన ఛాలెంజింగ్ టాస్క్ ఏంటి?
Challenging task. Actually, the whole film. Honestly, I think what's the most surprising part is usually when you get a character and you get a script, the director will always give you a backstory, or probably you will make one, you know, to help you to act better throughout the film, to get the right reactions. But in this film, sir told me, forget everything, forget where you come from. We don't want to show any background of where the girl comes from, nothing. She's just a normal, everyday girl who gets picked up from the bus stop, and nothing. She's fully dressed, like sir said, sweater. She's wearing a sweater. She's wearing a salwar kurta, and she still gets picked up at the bus stop. So it was a normal girl story. So I had to forget my whole, because I am a trained martial artist. So anytime something like this happens, a natural reaction automatically comes out of me. So I had to forget all of that, and I had to become this girl who knows nothing, and she's just picked up one day, and her whole life changes in those couple of hours. Her whole thing. She's probably going to go home back to her parents, or she's going to go out to meet her friends. I don't think in the script when she's acting, I don't think when I was acting, I thought, I don't think I'm going to make it out of here alive, because those guys are planning to kill me. So that was the thought that was going on in my head throughout, and the role was extremely challenging to perform, because there were times when I was getting emotional naturally. I was naturally crying, and when you do such characters, your breathing plays a very important role. So there were scenes where I had to consistently keep, you know, breathing like that, and that gets very difficult in a closed atmosphere, packed in a car with like 5 people, with cameras everywhere. So eventually it got very difficult, and shooting, after we wrapped the shooting, for me to come out of the mental and emotional state of the character was the most challenging part. I think it has taken me close to 4 to 5 months to fully be okay and come back to the Ritika I am. But the character and some of the lessons that I've learned through this film and through the script are still with me to this day.
Can I just add? I just want to add to that. Challenging, she has talked about the character. The story is a real-time story. The film is 100 minutes. The story actually takes place in 100 minutes. But it is shot over 32 days. So continuity, what you see on the screen 1 second later could have been shot 2 days later. But her hair, her clothes, her state of eyes, not only her, all 5 of them had to be same. So I'll just tell you one instance. Like I did not let her wash her hair because she has a lot of lustrous, nice hair. So it suddenly, if it gets shampooed, फिर उसको makeup से नहीं, you cannot बिगाड़ो it again. You know, so I said, forget it. We had 2 dresses for her. Eventually I said, no, forget the second dress, because वो match करना इतना difficult हो जाएगा. So 32 days, I'm sorry, I'm telling them everything. 32 days she wore the same dress, all of them wore the same dress. Meanwhile, all the cast, crew, directors सब नहा धो के shampoo वैम्पू करके रोज fresh आते थे. They were in a, you know, we had a caravan of cars on a highway. We shot it in Haryana, and the picture car, as we call it, where the actors are, it's on a trawler, you know, and it's packed. So the kabhi window nikal liya hai, kabhi darwaja nikal liya, and there were lights outside, there were whole rigging platforms and all that. And we had running lunch, so we did not break for lunch. So a lot of time I used to tell them, यार ये सब light वाइट निकालना पड़ेगा, तुम लोग बाहर आओगे lunch के लिए. Here is a chicken wrap. So really there was abuse on multiple levels, and her character itself was so. Imagine 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, 2 men are sitting next to you, constantly abusing you. You know, for continuously 30 days. It's very challenging, and it's not easy to just go to the hotel room and switch off, because the kind of, see, this is not the thing, this is not the kind of film जहाँ villains जो होते हैं ना, they are drugs के लिए मार रहे हैं या diamond robbery है. This is so real. Even the men actors, they're professionals, they started feeling bad. They're like, sir, we are not going to do this to her. I'm like, it's in the script, you have to do it. So it was challenging on multiple levels, and I'm glad You will see the performances, you know. So thank you.
Ritika. We are actually living in very difficult times. If we see the newspapers, we are seeing the news of sexual abuse, even for 3-year-old kids to even celebrities are not spared actually. Many people actually think celebrities are entitled people, but even they do have their own problems actually. When this script was narrated to you, what is that one connecting point in your life or maybe in your dear ones? What is that triggered to accept that script?
I think, like I said, because this happens to everybody. I will maybe speak about my stories one day when I'm ready to share them, but I'll get a little emotional if I talk about it. But when stuff like this happens, it changes you for life. You know, it leaves scars on you, it leaves scars on your soul, on your body. And then when you grow up and you act a certain way, it all stems from that one incident or many incidents that must have happened in a person's past. And I think this happens more often than we know of. Like you said, there are babies, even babies are not spared. It's just gut wrenching. It's extremely heartbreaking to see that happen. And it happens to male children, it happens to female children, it happens to everybody. Now we never know what if a child is going to school. Okay, maybe that girl is going by bus, or she's taking a rickshaw, or she's going alone. You never know who will come and grab the child and do what they want to, right? So that is unfortunately the situation in our country, and I feel like what we need to do, my generation, when I will have my children, or when we all have the next generation, I feel like we should start teaching our kids very early the most basic thing, which is respect. And like you said, celebrities are also, you know, being to this journey, and even normal people. Sometimes what happens is, now this is not how I think, I'm just telling you how people think. Sometimes people think, oh, she doesn't come from a very big family, middle class girl, or not from a very big family. Let's pick her up and let's do whatever we want. We'll kill her also, nobody will care for her because she has nobody. Nobody will care, nobody will talk about it, she doesn't have money. That is not the mentality to have. Everybody deserves respect no matter where they come from. Can be the richest person, can be the most poor person. Everybody deserves equal respect, and that when that feeling of respect is here, people will think 10,000 times before they do something like this, because we are not objects. Women are not objects. We are not properties. You know, even on social media, if you see actresses and all, they just take our pictures and they'll make some horrible memes and I don't know, double meaning things. It's just heartbreaking to see, because even I have a family, I have my parents, I have my friends, I have a brother, and when they see my pictures on social media like this, it breaks their heart also. But that is what needs to change, the fact that everybody deserves respect, whether somebody is a celebrity, whether somebody is a normal college going girl, everybody deserves respect. And I feel like self-defense should be taught in school curriculums, like at least once in a month, once in 2 weeks, they should have a self-defense seminar conducted. I personally do a lot of self-defense seminars. I've been doing it since I was in college with my dad, my brother, and our whole karate academy. So I would be more than happy to help. If anybody needs my help to spread this word and make it a thing, I'm always here to help from my side. Thank you.
Director, sir. So the story needs a girl who is vulnerable and weak actually. We can see her struggling in the most of the part of the trailer. Why did you choose a trained martial arts artist like Ritika Singh for that role? Because for the kind of character you have, any other heroine would fit for that role. But why someone so contrasting for that character?
Good question. I really never thought of that. I was actually just casting an actress. It doesn't matter background, you know. Also, like I said, when I met her, she had already read the script and she asked me all the right questions. She asked me, and a lot of time during the shoot also, I'll tell you, she helped me a lot because it's a script written by a man, directed by a man. So a lot of times she said, sir, in this situation, a girl will not say this. A girl will not do this. So I changed it, I modified it. But before that, when I was casting it, I wanted somebody who could be really raw, you know, who is not, matlab the audience should not presume, you know. There are certain, unfortunately, there are certain male actors, female actors, where you see them in the film, you know they are not going to die. So I didn't want that. I wanted a suspense, and I wanted, when I met her, I already knew her background, like, you know, what kind of family she comes from and all that. I wanted a very regular girl who, before the acting comes, and that's what she mentioned, by day 3rd or 4th, it started happening to her. Before the acting comes, as a woman, as a girl, she started reacting from that place. Acting तो बाद में आता है, वो जो instinct, जो गुस्सा आता है, जो you know, really, I mean, I'll tell you a very close thing. It's nothing like what happens to men or women in terms of sexual abuse. But I was in US when I was mugged at gunpoint, and they took my wallet and my watch and all that thing, and they ran away. And I was actually jogging, and the kind of anger I felt, what is it? It's all replaceable. But imagine आपका उस वक्त पे आपका कोई जब छीन लेता है, इतनी छोटी सी चीज़ है, वॉलेट एंड ऑल दैट, मेरे को इतना गुस्सा आया, बहुत सरप्राइज कि मेरे को इतना क्यों गुस्सा आ रहा है. अगर वो मेरे से मांग लेते तो I would have just given it to them ना. If they were in need, I would have given it to them most probably. But I am saying, and imagine if somebody your I mean, I don't want to use very 80s ka izzat and all that, but you understand what I'm saying. You are like, without their consent, you are just taking away everything and destroying. and I genuinely feel iska need nahi hai. Yeah, the society has now opened up so much. You can date, you can you know, go out to movies together, you can do, there is a lot of freedom. This is not necessarily, that's why when you watch the film, you will see why people feel that मेरा हक है ये लड़की, you know, she's lesser than me, she's an object, I should treat her like that. I wanted to focus on that. I think I moved a little further away from your question, but the reason for casting her was that I wanted a girl who can fall back into her natural self and act from there. So
thank you so much, sir. Thank you to directors, sirs, and producers, sirs, and madam. I'm a big fan of you.